in the first couple sets, a lot of what you were able to do, particularly I think in the service game, seemed to get them out of sync. Were they just kind of able to figure it out down the stretch to kind of flip things a little bit?
Well, I think, we were serving at the same people, but I think some of their girls in the back row really stepped up to pass the ball on target. And that was the thing in the second game. Their setter wasn't getting a lot of touches on second contact, which was a good thing for us, And so they had a multiple of people who were getting assists rather than the setter, just because they were out of system. So, and that definitely worked for us in the first two games. The second set, we hit 31%, and then we err on passing and have a bunch of hitting errors and drop our hitting percentage from 31 to 12. So that makes it tough when we're not putting the ball away. And, you've got to give them credit. They did block a bunch of balls. So they definitely forced us to change some of the sets and the play calls we were doing. But we do that all the time. So, it's interesting to see that we out-hit them as far as a hitting percentage and then end up losing the match. Because in the end, the unforced errors were what killed us. It was just.
And were they doing something, Ashley, to switch up their block? Anything that kind of threw you guys off there in the last couple of sets?
They put up a big block. They do. They are a big team. But it was nothing. I don't think anything new. It was just. It was us. It was those unforced errors. Like Coach said.
Yeah, and how much of that, particularly in the, I think it was in the fourth where they were able to build that big lead, how much of that was kind of a drop back from the service line, because you had 4, I think, of your 9 service errors in that particular set.
Yeah, no, and that's the unforced errors in general with the rally score. It's really difficult when you get that momentum swing of getting to serve, and then you kind of shoot yourself in the foot when we error after error after error. And that's something we've been really concentrating on at practice, trying to eliminate errors and get through rotations without errors. So interesting that it would rear its head in the third and fourth set again. Because it's something that we work on every day. Looking at this, they outdug us by 11 digs. And I felt like in the first 2 games we were great digging. We held our own. Everything was going right in the first 2 games. And then we made a few errors, unforced errors in that third game right in the middle, and you could tell the momentum swing. You could feel it in the gym. That's the tough thing. So the one thing I could say is Ashley hit really well. She hit 28%, had 13 kills, and only 3 errors. Maddie Bickle hit really well. Her hitting almost 50% for a freshman. Contributions. This is probably the first time we've had 3 players that have contributed that many points in a match, which is wonderful to see that it was more balanced than we have been previously. And I think at times it helped us because we were able to isolate hitters one-on-one with blockers. But I think just the unforced serving errors alone, how many serves? Okay, so 9 serving errors in the match.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing we keep coming back to here. Now, despite the result tonight, how important is it for you guys to kind of come right back, because you have, I believe now, 6 of your remaining 8 at home? I mean, how important is it to kind of put this one aside and take advantage of those home matches as you try and fight for one of those spots in the conference tournament?
We have to. I mean, we have to. We know that we came out, like I said, aggressive in the first 2 games, owning the court, and then there was just that lull in the third. We can't have that against a Metro or a Regis. We have to play hard, and we have to be disciplined, and we have to limit our unforced errors in the next 2 nights. And we need to win these 2 matches because we want to stay where we, in that middle of the pack and slowly move our way up. We're definitely looking at, we want to make it to the postseason tournament, and we want to be able to be peaking and getting better along the way. Yeah.
And does that make this one, maybe in that sense, a little more disappointing because you had an opportunity against a team that's right there with you in the conference to kind of put one away at home and move on?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Because now we're, like, they're 7-6. We're 6. Are we 6-6? Yeah. So, just a tough. we needed this homestand, I think, as that push for the final weekends.
Mhm.
You know, be it over at Adams and over at Western State, you know, in a kind of a hostile environment, and we need to win this weekend. I mean, this weekend's really more important, I feel like, than even the others. You know, when we get to those, it'll be fine, but we need to be prepared tomorrow night to play Metro State and to play hard and to limit our errors and go out and do the things that we do well and put the ball away. And I felt like, you know, tonight was probably the best offensive output we've had as a whole. So that was, I guess, you know, made me happy, but we need to see that in other areas. Well, it was key people that missed their serves were the ones who were serving tough in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that comes with a tough serve. There's always a chance for an error. But, yeah, at a certain point when it's real tight, you've got to be confident and composed to get that ball in the court.
That's